guys, so I'm here today for a very short video to ask you for your questions and also briefly respond to a few of your video requests. So last year in 2016 I did a Q&A, and in 2015 I did a Q&A, and I thought, hey, why not keep this going and make it a kind of annual thing? There always seems to be more questions, so why not try and keep up with them in these kind of annual Q&As? And a lot of things in my life and online have changed in the past year, so you may have a lot of new questions. I don't know, it'll be interesting to find out. But if you do have any questions for me about life, studying, booktube, literature, work, London, I don't know what you might be curious about, then please do leave them in the comments down below on this video and I will film a separate video responding to them. There's not much else I can say on that topic, it's kind of up to you now if you do have any questions, and I'll get back to you in a future video, hopefully in the next few weeks. But until then, I thought I would take this opportunity, since I'm sitting down and filming anyway, to respond to a few of your video requests. So I think back in November it was, I made a Google form for you guys to fill out if you had any video requests or ideas on what you'd like to see on my channel, general or specific. And hundreds of you have filled out that form, and it's been so fascinating hearing about what you're interested in seeing more of on my channel. Some of it I'm not surprised by, other things I am a little surprised by, but it's been really useful for me to help me see what to prioritise when it comes to videos, because there's so much I want to film. Sometimes it's difficult knowing what to film next, and knowing what you guys are interested in seeing helps me prioritise. So I ended up making a list of the video ideas that came up multiple times that I would be interested in making or was planning on making anyway. So I thought I'd let you know what those are, and then if you still have more video requests you can fill out that form, which will be linked down below, and I can make a note of anything new that crops up. Obviously there are a few things that people have requested that I probably won't film, but just because your video request isn't on that list doesn't mean I won't film it. It just means it probably wasn't requested by multiple people. So one of the ones that was requested multiple times on that form and online in general is how to pick your dissertation topic, and I filmed that. So if you were waiting for that video and haven't seen it yet, it now exists. There are a few other videos that people requested that do already exist, like time management tip videos. I have a time management video. I have a video about balancing reading with studying. I have a video about my favourite films, which a few people requested, and yeah, that went up a little while ago, so maybe you haven't seen it yet, but it hasn't changed. Those are still my favourite films. I've also, since making this list, actually made my how to read more, how to get back into reading videos, so that now exists. So I am listening to you guys, and it's a lot of fun. I like this kind of communication. And some of the other ones that you guys have requested that I do intend on making include a video on books retelling ancient myths. That is something I really want to do and will definitely do in the near future when I get a chance. A few of you have requested a video on applying for a PhD, which again I do really want to do. I'm not sure when I'll do it because I want to make sure it's as good as it can be as a video, but in the next few months. More LGBTQI+ book recommendations. I've done one of these videos in the past and a few of you want to see more of those, which I am so up for doing. I've had lots of video requests about living in London. I have done two kind of updates, discussions about my experience of moving and living in London, and I think if I make more living in London videos I probably need to give them some sort of narrower focus and pick a specific topic. So if you have a specific thing about living in London that you'd like to hear about, then please do let me know. Tons of people want more classical literature recommendations. I mean, I am gradually doing those, I feel, because I have a general one that I did years ago that are just some of my favourites. I have one that's an introduction to classical poetry. I have one on the ancient Greek novel. I have a few others that are in a playlist that I'll link down below, and I do plan to continue doing more of those. But one video I do want to do is sort of like a breakdown of the types of classical literature, so to go through the different genres from epic poetry to tragedy to new comedy, kind of break those down chronologically and just talk a little bit about the different genres that do exist within classical literature. I also had a couple of people ask for videos about film and TVs inspired or based on ancient times and ancient myths, and that is such a good idea. I love that idea. I have watched so many television shows set in antiquity or based on myths, more so television shows than films. So I'll definitely do at least a television show recommendation video soon. A few people asked for a flat tour. I think I mentioned before I don't really want to do a flat tour, but I will hopefully do a room tour when I've kind of pulled things together a little bit. More 3-book recommendations, I can guarantee those will continue. More videos in ancient history and mythology. I think I've mentioned as well that I really want to start this series, which I've been thinking about for a while, have quite a few notes on, but is just something that I want to do the best possible job I can at researching and creating, and that is a series on women in ancient myth, and each episode would take a woman from ancient mythology like Helen or Medea or Medusa and tell you her story kind of from the beginning to the end, to the main version, some of the variations on that story, and then tell you where you can go and read that story in the original literature, and perhaps a little bit about modern receptions and scholarship on that myth. Like I said, that's a lot of information, and I don't want to make those videos in any sort of half-hearted way. I want them to be really good, and I just haven't had the time. More stationary videos, I am so down for that. More political book recommendations, absolutely. I plan on doing another books to inspire political activism video as soon as I get a chance. I already know what books are going to be in it. And some films. Last time I did a couple of films, so I'll include films in this one too. And a lot of people want a kind of where to start with feminist literature recommendations video, and again, yes, I definitely want to do that. I'm hoping to do something like that for International Women's Day, which is on the 8th of March, so I hope I'm not just committed to myself to something I can't do, but that's my plan. A few people have asked for a video on taking notes, which I do want to do, and some people have asked for general essay writing tips, which I also want to do. That's everything I've written down though, so thank you so much for giving me your video requests. Like I said, it's just really helpful for me to know what to prioritise, and also just really nice to hear that you're interested in these videos. It is just really wonderful to hear that. It makes me all the more excited to make them, and knowing that you enjoy the content I already upload and want to see more of that, that is wonderful. Thank you so much. I think this video's ended up a lot longer than I intended it to be though, so I'm looking forward to hearing all of your questions for my Q&A videos. So until next time guys, happy reading, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye!